Hi, so today I'll be talking about the Morris Worm, and this was one of the most influential and significant cyber attacks in the history of our internet. So, what are computer worms? So, a computer worm is a type of Trojan horse malware that can propagate or self-replicate from one computer to another without the need of human activation after breaching a system. So typically a worm will spread through your internet or your LAN connection, and it will go from one machine connected to this connection and just keep going to every subsequent machine. And many attackers have used worms in the past to deliver many destructive malware and even ransomware programs, such as ones to encrypt all the files on a specific server. However, the first worm, what can be considered the grandfather of all worms, was the Morris worm. So in 1988, a program was unleashed on the early internet from a computer at MIT. And this was the earliest form of worm, which was a self-replicating cyber worm that was targeting specific Linux machines. And this worm began just slowing down all computers on the internet. And within 24 hours of the start of the Morris worm, an estimated 6,000 computers have been infected, with their resources slowing down and rendering inoperable. So, a key known information is that because this was during the late 80s, before the World Wide Web was even created, the internet at the time wasn't heavily regulated. So it was extremely easy for a Morris worm to propagate to thousands of computers nationwide. And this included many computers of prestigious universities at the time, such as Harvard, Princeton, MIT, or Stanford. But our worm were even able to infiltrate many research stations, such as NASA and many other ones. And at the time, hackers and malicious people were kind of a rarity on the internet. They weren't very commonplace. So there was this notion of blind trust among the internet users, which also made it infinitely easier for our worm to spread. So the Morris worm was initially created by Robert Morris, a student at Cornell University, and he created this worm to gauge the size of the internet at the time. However, due to a bug in the worm's code, it instead led to thousands of computers being shut down and rendered unusable for days. So what essentially happened is that before spreading to a new machine, the Morris worm would check if that machine had already been infected and if it was already running a Morris worm progress. And if the machine was already infected, the worm would actually have a 1 in 7 chance to reinfect this same machine. And this practice was made to make sure that a single machine couldn't completely avoid the infection by creating a fake Morris worm program to pretend that they were infected. However, this 1 in 7 chance also led to the process being caused multiple times on many users. So many machines would be infected multiple times to the point where a machine will actually begin to run out of resources and begin to shut down and malfunction. And this type of attack is called a DOS, or denial of service attack, in which it swarms a network with this series of unending and largely unnecessary requests until the network literally cannot function anymore and complete services halted. So some long-term effects is that it took the experts nearly 2 days to actually fully remove the Morris worm from each machine, and the U.S. government estimated the damage of the worm to be in a range of 100,000 to $10 million. Robert Morris was actually sentenced to 400 hours of community service for his program and a $1,000 fine. However, some more significant effects is that the Morris worm attack significantly changed the way people look at the internet. Many users began to realize how vulnerable computers had become, and the idea of cybersecurity became ever increasingly relevant. Developers began focusing on intrusion detection software due to this attack. However, at the same time, the Morris worm also inspired a new generation of hackers and malicious users. Many people will try replicate or copy the Morris worm and use it for their personal or financial gain. And even though nowadays an attack like the Morris worm could never be replicated due to a more diverse landscape of operating systems and different software standards and protocols, however, the Morris worm kind of reshifted us towards this security first attitude when regarding the internet. And we ushered in this cyber age of zero trust among the internet that we still see today.